Okay, so now we've gone over the functionality, the basic functionality that would append hello to name. But now let's go ahead and make this functionality adhere to the VIPER design pattern. Okay, I know this seems simple. This is the best way to kind of break down why you use the VIPER design pattern and how you use the VIPER design pattern. Okay, and again, right now we're not dealing with the entity or the router, just the view, the interactor, and the presenter. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about this, right? So our presenter is a class, right? As I told you before, the presenter is kind of the intermediary between your interactor, which has all your business logics. What I mean by business logic, I mean just the functions that return particular things, nothing else. No implementation, no calls to them, just the function, period. Your interactor should be a list of methods, by and large. List of methods or properties. That's it. With the implementation, by the way. Okay? Your presenter is what makes the calls to them. Okay? Now your presenter, and what makes Swift UI so powerful is we have these new tools, right? Observable objects and published property wrappers. Okay, so let's talk about these. And this is what makes keeping these in sync with our view possible. So observable object is basically just a class that conforms to the observable protocol. So you just implement it, right? And then there's usually a property, one of the variables, and it is wrapped, or it is denoted with the @published property wrapper. So, and I'm going to show you what I mean specifically in the tutorial. Okay, now these two are usually used in conjunction. There will be times when you will need a custom object, in this case, your presenter, to have a property that updates automatically. When this value changes, it is observed by Swift UI views, they will update the view. So when this class, when these published properties change or when they're modified, our view is automatically updated. Remember, the class with the @published property must implement the observable protocol. Okay. The observed object, okay, which is usually in our view, right? That's what it is. It's a property that's in our view. And this is the property that well, it's a variable of type whatever our presenter is, and it has its own properties, right? And these properties will automatically update in your view, and I'll show you how to do that. So it might seem obtuse now, but it actually is simple. So it's merely an instance of a class that conforms the observable protocol. In our object, the greeting presenter conforms to the observable protocol. So an instance of the greeting presenter is declared @observed. And it has a property greeting. And that greeting is what displays in the view. Okay. So let's go ahead and get down to coding this bad boy. Okay, so now back here, this is where we left off. We have our project right, mark, reading mark. But we're doing this all in the view. This isn't separated out, right? So let me tell you something. When you create functionality in enterprise level environments, you have to do things in a way that are scalable, where things are more like components, I guess, for lack of a better term, which means things are broken out. You one developer work on another piece while another developer works on another piece, right? And there should be a level of decoupling going on. You finish this piece, you go and you test it, or whatever, and it works. Boom, boom, boom. It goes into the code base. Later on, someone will come and build off top of that and use that. Well, that's what design patterns kind of facilitate, as well as ease of testing, right? On top of that, when you make changes in a particular part of your app, say a presenter or an interactor, usually those breaks are confined to that module, or to that file or that class, that object, right? Instead of across everything, right? That's why one of the reasons why decoupling is important. But let's go ahead and decouple this. So what we want to do is we want to decouple the functionality that combines the name and hello, okay? And of course, you can do this. We're going to get to more advanced stuff. I'm going to show you how this works with APIs as well in another video when we talk about the entity. But let's stick with this. Okay. We want to decouple this. We want to combine the name and hello in the interactor. And then we want to take this combined information and put it in the presenter, make an instance of the presenter in this view. And so whenever name is changed, whenever it's combined, we create a greeting. And this greeting will automatically, once this is combined with this, it automatically displays in the view. Okay? So combining this is in the interactor, right? Confirming that it's combined is in the presenter. And once the presenter understands that this is combined, we've made this call, it's automatically updated in the view. So here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to create two other files, right? I'm going to say greeting presenter, new file, greeting presenter, right? Right. Okay. And we just leave that. And then we'll say greeting interactor. Greeting interactor. Interactor. So we have greeting view, greeting presenter, greeting interactor. Okay. Now what we need to do is let's go ahead and create our go back to our view and let's make our changes to our view. Okay. A lot of changes, right? So one is we can go ahead and move this. Okay. But we're going to keep our name, right? But greeting is not, we're not creating our greeting like this. Okay. So let me go ahead and remove this. Right. There is no greeting. Right. And we just put a stub in here. Just say greeting. Okay. And so when I go ahead and run this, replace, right? And it's greeting, right? Yeah. So it already says greeting, whatever. There's nothing that takes place when we do this. So now what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and create a presenter. Well, actually, let's go ahead and create an interactor, okay? And let's see, green interactor. So we don't have to import Swift UI, right? We'll just call this class C, class greeting interactor. Okay, right, and then we'll create a func. Generate greeting, right? For name, this is of type string. Sorry, which is of type string. We want a completion, an escaping completion, right? At escaping. Again, we're just keeping it simple, right? I mean, there are other ways you can return this. But let's just keep it simple for now. Void. Okay. All right. And then in this escaping completion, we're going to have a result type. Right? String error. Right? Okay. And so now I'm just going to say, I'm just going to write a test. If name, very simple. If name dot empty is empty, right? We should return, right? We'll have this completion, colon dot success, right? I'm gonna say, if this is empty, we just say hello, right? UN unknown. Okay. And then we'll say completion dot success, right? Hello. HE hello dash name. Okay. All right. And that's it. That's all we need to finish up this function right there. So if name is passed as empty, hello unknown. Otherwise, we append name to hello, and that's it. We have our interactor. This is all the functionality. Now let's go to our presenter. Okay. And our presenter is going to be, we need to import Swift UI. Swift UI, right? And I'm going to say public var, right? Public var view, right? Greeting view, gr, greeting view, right? And public let's enter actor. Okay, greeting interactor, greeting interactor, because we already have our interactor, right? You see how we create an instance of this, right? Right, public let. Oh, well, you know something, well, I forgot to do one thing, right? Got to create the class, right? Class, greeting presenter. Right, see, V, greeting presenter, and what? Observable, right? Not observed, observable object, right? Okay, then this is these are our properties, right? So now we have this, and then of course there's an app published, right? Just like I talked about earlier. App published, and what is this? Right? It is the var that we want to see updated, reading, right? For now, we have a default value of empty. Let's go ahead and create a initializer for this class, right? Boom. See, view, greeting view, and I don't want this. to nil, right? Interactor, right? But however, I don't want to initialize greeting. Okay. Okay, just view an interactor, right? That's all. View an interactor. View interactor. Okay, so now we have this. Now we're gonna generate a greeting. Okay. Eat greeting. Generate greeting for, right? Generate greeting for name, right? Which is of type what? String, right? And then we're gonna say we're gonna go to our interactor, right? Because we already created an instance of our interactor right here. Interactor dot generate greeting, right? Which is what? We know what is this, right? Name. Okay. That's what we're passing to it. Name. Go here, return, result, okay. And we're gonna say week self, right? We want this to have a week reference, right? So we don't have retain cycle results, right? Right, switch results. Okay, case dot success let greeting, right? Type, okay, self, because we need to I'm going to change this value of our publish, right? This is what's monitored. Self dot greeting equals greeting, right? Self refers to this class. This is the class property, and this is just the property that's within this function. Okay. So in case dot failure, right? Is let error colon, right? And then we're just gonna print something. Print, right? Uh, error generating reading. Okay. Error dot localized description. Okay, so we have this, and this is our greeting presenter. This is everything that our greeting presenter needs. Now let's go back to our greeting view. Okay. And we can fix some things now. Okay. So now we have this. Now this right here in our preview, this is not how we should be previewing our greeting view now, right? Because we're adhering to VIPER design pattern. Greeting view, presenter. Okay, hold on. Let me do this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and build. This thing might not be seeing everything, right? Okay, greeting view. Okay, view interactor. Greeting, I'm sorry, greeting view, not greeting presenter, sorry. Greeting view. I'm trying to see what the heck is going on with this. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Now we come back here. There are changes we have to make here, right? So We have to make at observed object, right? Var presenter, okay. Reading presenter, okay. So we have to have that in the state, right? And then on this right here, on this button, we're going to say presenter dot generate, right? Greeting for name, right? Greeting for name. Okay. And then we want to display down here. So instead of saying greeting or anything else, we're going to say presenter dot greeting, right? And now we come down here, missing arguments in the presenter call. So presenter is now, we create an instance of presenter, right? We're going to say reading presenter view is nil, interactor is greeting interactor, right there. Okay, that's how that works. Now we're going to go to from here. Then we also need to fix this here, right? Because we have to instantiate this stuff properly. Okay, presenter, say reading presenter, view is nil, right? And the interactor is reading interactor, and that's it. So now let's go ahead and let's replace this and run it again. Right? Kevin and generate. Hello, Kevin. Okay. So instead of doing this in the view, right? Instead of doing this in the view, we literally did the business logic in the interactor. Okay. Updated a value that was displayed in the greeting view via the presenter. Okay. So in this tutorial, if you go on to the description, there will be a link to the GitHub repo. You can download this, walk through this yourself. And yeah, then I'm going to move on to the next. We're going to talk about entity and routers. So yeah, on to the next.